I challenge.
Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm your host, Cyberdragon, also known as Peter, or the janitor, whatever you want to call me. Today we're going to be experimenting a little bit inside of Game Maker. There are a few things I want to test out to see how things behave, and once we worked out what some of the things does, we will put together I sort of want to put together a Space Invaders game where you have the top-down view of your spaceship, and using your arrow keys you can move the ship left, right, up and down, and that sort of thing. So yeah, thanks for joining. Hope everyone is well. So let's jump straight in. Now the first thing I wanted to test is how platforms respawn, and do they reset their values with the direction and distance that they're going. So let's bring one out, and you will see what I mean. Alright, so what we want here is a message to be sent when it reaches its destination. It's not on the basic platform. It would be nice if that was a function on the basic platform as well. When it reaches the end, send a message. But it is on the advanced platform. And you can go broadcast type, and range, and message on arrival. So we're going to go ahead and just do a quick test to see what happens when the platform hits the end. So we could say it takes 5 seconds to get there. The platform speed is 5 blocks a second. It's moving 25 blocks away, which makes it 5 seconds to get there. Once it reaches, we can send a message. So we say platform end. So that means when a platform reaches the end, it will send a message platform end. And we can go ahead and just put down a numpad. And that numpad can have a speaker on it. We'll go ahead and add a speaker. And that will require a message, and that message will be platform end. And we could just have that in here to display if that message worked or not. So we'll go ahead and quickly save that, and we'll test it out and see if when the platform reaches the end, it sends that message. It should, but I still want to see. Alright, so the platform hasn't reached the end, and it still sent the message. Maybe, let's do 1 second. Maybe it sends that message at the very beginning. Okay. So, that doesn't work as intended. Hold on. Let me edit the logic. Everyone in range. Let's do all. Message on arrival. So message to send when the platform arrives to this waypoint, which is over here. We'll have a wait duration of 1 second. And we'll try again. Look at destination, linear. Alright, cool. So let's send it. For some reason, it's sending the message every second. Alright, so let me go ahead and check. So I've got wait for message, platform end, message to send. This trigger, which doesn't really do anything. So that one doesn't work as intended. Which is strange, really. I thought that was going to work. I haven't tested this before, so let me just go ahead and put a different message in, just to make sure. Yeah, so for some reason, it keeps sending it. Okay, so that might be a bug. Let's see if we can use a different method, since that one is not going to work now. And that is going to be 25 away. It can wait 0, and we can have something here to detect it. So we can say, we'll just have a detect tag, and we could put a, oops, I pushed the wrong button there. It's still got the tag. And go ahead and put a volume down, or a speaker, and we can say detect entity, and we can detect it in a small box, and we want to detect a specific tag, and that tag can be detect. Now let's see if that will reach it and send that message. It does. Cool. Alright, so next I want is to make a health component, and that health component will have a reset, no delay, or we can say -2 delay to get rid of the death animation, and the message will be to do platform end. So we'll go ahead and do platform end. And let's see if it does a cycle. So I'm wondering if it just does a continuous cycle. Okay, it didn't kill it. Let's see why. That's because we haven't sent a message. So that message needs to be platform end. Let's try that again. Alright, so we already discovered one bug where the advanced platform doesn't send a message as intended. And now you can see it's going to reset that and do it unlimited, which is nice. Cool beans. We'll go ahead and add a toggle. And that toggle can be off, and we can have a toggle with a direction. So what I can do here is make that invisible, no collisions, and that will send a message to reset it when it goes out there. Just thinking, would that be the way to do it? Maybe. We'll check it out. So we'll say this is right platform, and we'll say right platform detect, and what we can do here is duplicate this, and then we can rotate this and bring the platform. Let's use the snap function. Let me delete, whoops, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. We'll start that again. So we'll go ahead and make sure these are snapped. We'll make sure this is correct. Looks good. And we want it to go out to about the 25 range to the middle of the anchor point, which is good. And what we can do here is duplicate, snap it, and we can rotate it and snap it so that platform is the center. Excellent. And what we'll do here is we'll change it to up platform and up platform detect. What I can do here is I'll change the camera as well, so that way we can see top down and it's locked, and we've got a distance. Let's see if this is the right direction. It is. That's good. Distance is a bit too close. We'll go max, see what happens. Okay, this one we'll have to do. So we'll stack it on top, duplicate. We'll go ahead and rotate this one. We'll bring this here, bring it out, and we'll rename this to left platform and left platform detect. Stack that up on top and duplicate, and we'll rotate this the other way, and we'll make this one down platform with down platform detect. So I'll go ahead and stack them on top of each other. Now all of these have toggles off, so they won't be moving, and we also need to have like a ship or something. So let's go ship and see if there's any kind of like spaceship. If not, we'll just look in the marketplace for one. But anything will do for this test. Is there a space rocket? I don't think this will work. It's too big. Let's see what else there is. This one? Okay, this will do. Perfect. So this will be our ship that we're going to use just for this example. And we're going to parent this on top of all of these platforms. So these platforms are going to be dragging this thing around. So we'll go up to our ship, and we've got our detects, which we don't need to worry about. So we'll just put that in a folder called detects. Get them out of the way. And this should still move everything. Actually, no, we need to parent these. So, sort of platform. Actually, do we need to parent them? We maybe need to parent them. I'll probably work that out soon. So we've got the platform. We want to stack them like this. So put the ship on that. Nope. Alright, platform out. So put the ship on the platform. The platform on the platform. Platform on the platform. And platform on the platform. Something like that. Wherever the right one goes, we kind of need these detections to detect it, but we don't want to move them either, because if we move them, then they'll never reach the destination, which is why I wanted the advanced platform to send a message, which makes more sense to me. I was really hoping that would work, but it's okay. So we've got right platform, left platform, but if I had the ship in this direction, so it's like there and there, and it reaches the end, it probably wouldn't work. That's alright, I'll work that out in a moment. So let's put down some switches to see if this could actually work. And we're going to use volumes for this one. And we'll just make it a box of 1 by 1 by 1. And this one here will be move up, go. Or we'll just say up, go, and up, stop. And we'll duplicate that. And here we can have down, go, and down, stop. We'll duplicate that. And this one here can be right, go, and right, stop. And one more. Kind of like a D-pad configuration. Left go and left stop. Cool beans. Now we need to add that to our platforms so they know when to toggle on. So this one is right go and right stop. Here we're going to have up go and up stop. Then we're going to have left go and left stop, and down go and down stop. Alright, gonna go ahead and save that. Might help if I can actually see them as well. And this one's not triggering. Is that because box, every avatar, all? Alright, let's have a look. Because of the capitals? Is that what it is? Yeah, the caps. Okay. Keep it consistent. let's try that again. So it's reset the platform when it hits to right, but the other platforms don't reset. So maybe this is not a possibility in using this method. And if you notice, there's 2 ships now. Ah, it's kind of like duplicated all of them rather than deleted them. It's kind of a weird behavior as well. Haven't seen that one before. Let's try something else. Let's duplicate this one. Actually, let's not. Let's duplicate the bottom one and get rid of this ship and move this underneath here so we can play around with it. Now I wanted the advanced platform to work so I didn't have to worry about these issues that I'm facing right now. It would have been nice just for the message to be sent on arrival. Just a message hello, and then after it hits it, we can send a message for it to reset. And you can see it's just consistently dying and sending a message to reset when it's not supposed to. Well, I did give a weird effect though. So when the avatar's on it, it kind of pushes them off. And it's not ideal, but it could be a useful technique for something. It kind of slows the avatar running in that direction, speeds them up in one direction and slows them down in the other. So it could have some sort of purpose to it. It's quite interesting. But not what I expected. So this thing here does not work as intended, and it kind of ruined my whole idea on trying to get this base game working. Interesting. Alright, what else can we do? Basically what we wanted to do in this idea was to have basic platforms move left, right, up and down using the detection of the volumes here. And when it reaches the end or a certain spot, the thing respawns back in the middle. But we could do something else. We'll grab these and say these are all the same offsets, which is why they respawn weirdly. Okay, so we can increase this to say 999, and this should just go way off the map forever and ever. You can see the planet over there. It's where it's going to. And what we can do here is make these invisible with no collisions. Why can I still see one? It's not this one. Let's delete that. Look at this. This is like a ghost. Don't know what that is, but it's definitely not part of the map anymore. Kind of ruined the experience somehow. These are like ghost assets. They're not even a hierarchy. Look at that. Can't select them. Can't do anything with them. Even a ship is not even there. Let's click this ship. Where is it? Oh, why is that under the... Wow, look at that. It's completely under the map. What is that? Why is that? You got some in a corner here, you got some in a corner here. I've completely destroyed this experience. Oh, there's some over here too. How is this even possible? Alright, well, I've done something pretty unique. Completely destroyed the Game Maker. Let's try again. Alright. Hasn't quite cleared that up. This is not what we're after. Maybe if I leave the experience and come back in, let's see if it fixes it, because that's really odd. Ah, Game Maker crashed. Let's load it up. Reload it. Alright, workspace. And we'll reload our space shooter. Alright, looks like it's got rid of all the weird assets this time. And this time there's no ship. Ah, the ship's still under the map. Alright, let's delete that. And we'll add another ship. And this one can be parented to the bottom. Okay. Now we have a ship. And now it's broken. So there's obviously some issues with basic platforms and parenting and then killing it. There's definitely some sort of problem with that. So that's not going to work. What other bugs have we discovered? Well, we can't make it move left, right, up and down now. Not using this method anyway. We can't really make an object move in a certain direction with a message with the current behaviors that we have. Basic is only one direction. Advanced platform has multiple directions, but there's one destination at a time. So if we had like 4 destinations or 4 directions and had a message to go up, down, left or right, that would work really well. But for this case, definitely can't make an object move up, down, left, right using volumes and this sort of technique using parenting. So yeah, that's not going to work, unfortunately. So no space shooter doing it this way. If we did have that capability, we could have a Space Invaders using the D-pad under the map, keeping it tight vicinity with the volume. And when the player enters up, down, left, right, and you have a like small box, you can move these platforms up, down, left, right, which will move the ship in that direction. But you can see that maybe it's the, let me reload it. It's probably going to crash again. Yep. We'll load back in and try again. Hey Wayward, how's it going? No knowledge this time, just bugs at this stage, trying to do something, but Game Maker doesn't like it. And it could be because of the rotation of the basic platform. It's all detecting the one vantage point. So I'm going to try to redo this again and see if it makes a difference. So I'll go ahead and delete that. And we'll put down our, I didn't like that, disappeared. Alright, we'll add a basic platform and we'll make it 25 and we'll duplicate that and we'll make that minus 25, duplicate that, and make that 25 and duplicate and make that minus 25. We'll go ahead and add a toggle on that, turn it off, and we'll turn it on one by one. So this one here will be right, go, and stop. This one will be left, go, and left, stop. This one will be up, go, and up, stop. And this is down, go, and this one here is down, stop. Now if they're all separated, it works as intended. Yep, perfect. So as you can see, they all go in a direction that they're supposed to. Cool. Let's save that. All right, let's do some parenting. And bring all of these down. All of that right. All of it up. All of it in this direction. And that kind of works. Alright, so that kind of works. And we just now need to put that ship in the middle. Put the ship there, and then we'll make these ones invisible. Keep the ship seen. We will save it and try again. Hey Tempest, thanks for the raid. How's everyone going? Tom? Play for fun. Wicked. Escape room, how's it going? Doctor, Hoddle. Hey. We are trying to build some sort of mechanism for like a Space Invader game. Not being successful at this stage. Have crashed a Game Maker a few times. But I think we understood now why. And that's because I parented platforms by rotating them. But I think we got it now. I think we understand the mechanisms and it's now working as intended. So I'm going to go ahead and increase each one's distance to minus 999, 999, minus 999. Okay, we've actually got somewhere now. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these detectors. They weren't useful. And we're going to put something under the map for the avatar. We'll make it 2 high or 3? We'll do 3, just in case. And we're going to change the avatar so the detection is more precise. And then we're going to slide that underneath. Alright, so let's put a hole, snap to ground. With the avatar portal, you can change that to 0 to get it to spawn exactly on the portal. If you have something higher, it will spawn randomly around the portal. So to get that precise measurement, that's what you need. Alright, let's bring this down, snap to the ground. Next we're going to make this invisible. We're going to make the player a custom one to control the collision box. And I don't know what I have. Yeah, I still got the player piece, which is just a complete box. And this is useful for detection, precise detection. Alright, it's interesting. Let's see if we can make this even tighter. And we shrink the volume box just to be the size of the block. 0.5, 0.5. We could have an overlap here to activate 2 areas and have like a diagonal. So let's test that out. We could probably do, yeah, something like that, 1.5. Okay. This one here can be 1.5. This one here can be 1.5. And this one here can be 1.5. So we kind of got like a middle directional pad going on. And we can kind of block ourselves in with blocks. Something like that. Make them 2 blocks high so the avatar can't just crawl out. And now if I just put, let's put a black block down because I love the black block, always use it. Remember, hold Alt on the keyboard when clicking, the right Alt to put a whole layer down like that. Now let's see if whoops, that went straight through multiple floors. Okay, let's see if this works. Nope. Didn't like my spawn location. Remove blocks from the spawn location. There's no blocks at the spawn location. What are you talking about? You don't like the height? Is that what it is? It has to be 3 high? It looks like it. Alright, we're going to have to dig a hole. Actually, it'll be easier to make this one higher. There we go. Now we've kind of got like access to a kind of like a directional. Now we're working. We kind of can now do like a Space Invader. We want to have it so if it's a border it will stop. So now we need to calculate edges. And when things are near an edge, then it will stop the plane from moving. So we've got some basic function happening here, which is good. And to get my sense of direction, I'm just going to put a block down to see where's north. So that's right. This is north. Alright, so we're going to do a line, a line, a line, a line, and a line. Now when we have a look, the bottom one, the top one can't be seen, the bottom one can be moved, and the sides can be increased. Alright, so the top one can't be seen. Let's bring that closer. Bottom one can be moved. Let's bring that down. And the sides could be increased a little. So let's measure that out. Alright, that's pretty good. The right is good, the top is good, the bottom is good. The left could be a little bit more. Maybe here. Yeah, maybe the right just a little bit more. 2 blocks. I think we're good. So if we have something reach the end, it will stop. Alright, so far so good. But can we actually stop it? That's the thing. Okay. So to stop the platforms, we do have a message that gets sent here to stop when we leave the area. So we need something else that sends the message when the ship is detected over here. So what we'll do here is we'll have the ship. We will detect the tag ship. So I'll go ahead and put a volume along these borders here. So we'll make them no collisions, invisible, and we'll just call it top border. We'll go ahead and add a volume. We'll make it a box. Something like that. And what we could do is probably toggle off the platform. I don't know if that will work, but we could say we can specific tags in range, and what we're going to detect is the ship, and when it's in there it's going to be stop. So that will be up, stop. Now if I go ahead and test that out, when I go up, when a ship hits the top, it does not stop. Okay, let's see if I've actually got the range because that's floating. So it could be flying directly over it, which it looks like it is. So I'm just going to move this down so it makes more sense. Let's try that again. Okay, so it stopped the ship, and I can't go to the top, but I can go down and then go back up, and then it stops the ship. Perfect. It actually works as intended. We are getting somewhere. So yes, that's right, Gallagher. Good old Gallagher. Exactly right. So let's copy the top part. We'll duplicate that, bring it down here, put on the snapping tool, and this one here will be stop for the down area. We will duplicate that one and bring it over here. Now we need to change the volume to 1 and 40, so it's the other way around. This one here will be stop for the left side, and we'll duplicate, bring that to the right, and we will have stop for the right. Go ahead and save that again because I love to save, and we'll test that out and see how it works. Okay, so we can go to the top. Awesome. We can go to the bottom. That works too. Let's go to the right. We can go diagonals. Yep, that kind of worked. Okay. So now we have a ship that's confined within the border. And it kind of like plays Pong now. So yeah, it can really stay in the area. Awesome. That works as intended. Now we can increase the speed of the ship. So we probably don't want the platform to be so slow because it feels not cool when it's too slow. We'll speed it up just a bit. We can also add special powers to speed it up even more when you pick something up. That's something I can show you soon as well. So yeah, now we've got a ship. We could probably want to shoot some lasers and things, so something comes out of it to hit. So what we can do for this one is go to our rules, our game rules, and we're going to add a rule called trigger, and that's mouse input. Left button, and maybe when the button is pushed down, we go left, and we can probably duplicate this one and do one for the right as well. So we can have like a bomb that explodes everything on the screen, and you only have a certain amount of those, exactly like Gallagher and Space Invaders, that sort of game. So when we push the button down for left, we want to trigger something. So for this one here, we're going to use a projectile. Or raycasting. Still don't know. We'll figure that one out. So we'll call this ship weapon 1, and we will parent it to the ship, make it invisible. We'll keep that in there for now. We'll add a projectile, or maybe raycast in. I don't know, let's do projectile first. We'll have full force and no trajectory, or 0 I should say, so it goes straight ahead, and we'll start straight away, and it will probably shoot pretty quick too, but we need to save this as a preset. So I'll go ahead and save this as bullet 1, and now here we will have an asset spawner, which will spawn with the message left, which is our left click. And we will use the preset to spawn the bullet, and we want it more than only once. We click play. It doesn't really show, but if we get rid of collisions on this one, we can test it out and see if it works. So go ahead and save. Skate Rematis, thanks for dropping in. Have a good one. Alright, let's test this out. So when I click, you can see it shoots. It didn't quite it didn't quite stop the jet because I don't think it is I think it's too high. So what we can do for this is just to stop that from happening, we can just make that 3 high on all of these. There's a height here, seems to be relevant. And it's got a bit of a delay with movement and shooting, so it doesn't look like it's the best thing to do. But hey, it's something. It's a start. We can always change around, change the idea. Alright, let's play around with one other idea, because the asset spawner spawns it, but as the ship is moving, the asset spawner isn't near the front anymore of the ship, so it looks like it's shooting from elsewhere. Maybe we can do something like a replace asset. I don't know if that would work. Let me just go ahead and make this one replace asset. And we'll make this one left. And we'll replace it with bullet. Edit logic. Alright, let's see if this one works. So we go left, click. Nope. I don't think that worked. What we could do to check that out is to look at it with visuals. Okay, that didn't quite work. So message required is left. Use preset bullet. So we got the left here, the left message, and it doesn't replace the asset, which is quite unusual. I expected it to replace asset with the message, so not too sure why that's not the case. Now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one, and I'm going to unparent it to see if it's a parenting issue. Okay, so the message doesn't get sent from the rules. So let me try with a speaker and see if the message sends to a speaker. So the speaker works, but the replace asset doesn't. So using the rule system to send a message to replace asset doesn't look like it works. It's quite strange. I expected that to work. Doing a few things here today, aren't I, that are confusing Game Maker. Alright, so the message from the rules with the left and mouse right button trigger asset spawners, they trigger speakers, but does not trigger a replace asset. Alright, cool. What else have we got that we could use? We could Well, I really wanted to replace asset. Maybe if if it goes to the speaker, can the speaker then say replace, send it to itself to replace? Yay! Okay, that works. Now we're cooking. Can use middleman effect. That seems to work. Speaker. Left. Replace. And edit logic is replace. And we'll go ahead and make it invisible. Okay, so that one worked a bit better than the asset spawner. As you can see, it was shooting in front of it, which is great. And what you could do with the projectile is you grab this. I don't know if this will work. Again, first time doing this stuff. Just wanting to see if this will work. Okay, so this one has collision and this one does not. So this one should shoot through. And what we can do here is make this the preset, bullet 1. I'll bring this outside of this area. And what I can do here is actually get rid of the projectile, keep the replace asset, press F to zoom in on the asset that you have highlighted. And what I can do here is this one doesn't need collisions for this test, and we can add this to the ship. Alright, cool. Let's see if this works. Nope. I just did something incorrectly. Replace asset, replace, replace, bullet 1. Let me see that one. Okay, so it did replace, but it did not like. And I think the projectile is invisible. So I'm going to go ahead and just make that scene. We'll go ahead and make this one invisible. That looked like it lined up. There's nowhere near it. 3D space is confusing. Okay, that's good. Let's replace that. And we'll put it in front of the ship. No, can't see it. So I guess the invisibility is the issue. Let me just go ahead and try it again. Yeah, the invisibility is the issue. So it has to be visible. Has no collisions. This does have collisions. So it doesn't replace it with the bullet 1. So replace, left click, replace, and then it should shoot bullet 1, bullet 1. It doesn't like it. So it replaces itself and then disappears. Okay, that's interesting. Is that because it's a double object? Might be because it's a double object. If I replaced itself with just one asset, which is the bullet, it would probably work. It does. But as soon as I put two objects, it just turns invisible. It doesn't like the second object. So if I parent him instead, so that's the master, and a projectile is the bullet, and then I save that. Would that work? It does, it really does. Okay. Can I now move this over to the ship? Bring this down. Save this one as the bullet. Okay, it's a bit better than the asset spawner, but it still has a bit of an offset. But here you can still see it's still shooting. And now it's flying out of the borders. Where are you? Okay, why did you continue? How did you get tricked to keep going? Is it because of the shooting? Pew, pew, pew. You can probably make it so it's not up and down. You can probably just do like left and right, and then you can have a shooting game that's a bit easier, and you don't have to manage the up. You can just have the left and right to dodge for things like Space Invaders. It's just at the bottom you can do base defender, things like that, and just using the left and right to your will. And because I'm using a pretty small avatar, let me just show you. Oops. You can see the avatar is quite small. I could probably put walls up to stop the movement, so it's like a really tight space. Well, let me just show you an example of that. Just something small, 10, 8, no, what else do I have? What else can I use to block it off? That's a 4. That's a bit too big. I can probably just use some small doors or something. Let me get that sorted now. Just a basic door. And what I can do here is really block off the avatar's movement, because it doesn't need to go further than here, and because it's such a small avatar, it doesn't really have a problem with detection boxes, because it's just a box. It has no moving parts. And that should do it. There we go. And now the avatar doesn't really have to move all that much to make the effects work. I can probably even confine it just a bit more. Oh, it doesn't like the avatar portal can't be covered, so you have to be really careful with space in here. There we go. So it doesn't have that much movement, and if you take away the borders, we don't need to see that anymore. You probably won't notice much of the camera movement at all. I'll go ahead and save that one. Okay, so now I'll tab in, and now you can see that the plane's moving around and it stops at the borders. Can't go any further. And you can probably just make it even tighter of a border. You don't have to have it so close to the top. So I could probably have, or snap it, and just have this one like that. There you go. And I think that's pretty good. Now we've got the basics of a space shooter game. And we have a ship that shoots. We have left, right, up, down movement. We have borders that stop the ship from moving off the screen. And now what we can do is introduce enemies. So you can have enemy ships that come in sequence, start firing at the ship or in the general direction of the ship. You can do this with speaker components with detecting tags, or you can just have a predetermined path and shooting mechanism for the enemies, whatever case that you want. But this gives you a small idea on how to use some of the functions to create different styles of games. But we definitely made some sort of progress today. We've definitely found some sort of bugs and issues in the Game Maker. I'll probably have to report that to the devs so they can fix it up next patch. But yeah, this is what we've got creating today. Next time I'm going to, next stream, probably continue on this unless there's a specific topic I need to carry, not carry, but like draw attention to, or needed to some sort of tests on. But yeah, I think this was fun, and hope you learned something today. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Take care.